Fans, let's take a look at the video report for the Whataburger play of the game from last Saturday's matchup against number 2 Kansas. Check out Johnny McCants with a game time afternoon. And that was your Whataburger play of the game. Fans, let's welcome
teams that combined to win 54 games last season meet tonight at the Pan Am Center. It's NM State and Northern Colorado in Game 1 of the Continental Tire Las Vegas Classic for the Aggies. Tonight marks the first game for the Aggies in 9 days. We flash back to that game in Kansas City. A.J. Harris with an early second half three-pointer that put the Aggies ahead by 7. But Kansas rallied late to pick up a 3-point win. They remain undefeated. Then they were number 2 in the country. The Jayhawks are now ranked 1st in the nation. Alongside former New Mexico State assistant Russ Bradford, Adam Young with you. Great to have you with us tonight from Lou Henson Court. Well, every coach will tell you they don't like moral victories, but that Kansas game, Coach, showed us a lot.
I was so impressed staying at home watching it on television. I think the Aggies could be getting votes in the top 20 pretty soon. I just think they really showed well for themselves, really a well-coached team, and it was a great battle.
One of the guys who was really good for the Aggies against Kansas was junior post player Ivan Aore-Coachea, 14 points, 6 assists.
The big Spaniard has really been impressive. He's more than just an enforcer. He's a tough kid, of course, but he battles for ground, but he's smart around the basket. He's got the jump hook, and he can make his free throws.
For Northern Colorado, they have an elite scorer in senior guard Jordan Davis.
He's one of the best players the Aggies will see this year. He's the leading scorer in the history of the school since they've gone Division I. Very dangerous player, off the dribble, quick, he's explosive, and the Aggies will have their hands full with Jordan Davis.
Both the Aggies and Bears had big-time success last year. The Bears won 26 games, a new program record. The Aggies won 28, and the success for both teams, Coach, has carried over into this year.
That's right, and they're leading the Big Sky tonight, Northern Colorado, and with the big Kansas game behind the Aggies, it could be an emotional letdown for the Aggies. We'll have to see what happens.
NM State comes in at 7-2. Northern Colorado checks in at 6-2. The opening tip is next from the Pan Am Center.
From the beginning, Wells Fargo has supported community organizations like United Way, nonprofits like the American Red Cross, and our nation's veterans. We knew helping our communities was important then, and we know it's even more important today. So we're stepping up to volunteer more and donate over $1 million every day so our communities can be even stronger. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
White Sands Federal Credit Union, we like to think of ourselves as a family of people who care because our employees donate their money, over $100,000 since 2005, to support our communities. We've helped the Ronald McDonald House and action programs for animals. We've donated to Coats for Kids and helped provide emergency shelter through La Casa and the Child Crisis Center. We've helped the fire department in Truth or Consequences and the Girl Scouts at White Sands Missile Range. You support us, we support you. White Sands Federal Credit Union, working together, make our communities better.
We are glad you have joined us tonight from the Pan Am Center in Las Cruces, alongside former New Mexico State assistant Russ Bradford. My name is Adam Young. Great mid-major matchup tonight. The Aggies coming off a 28-win campaign. They are 7-2. They've won 5 of 6 in Northern Colorado. The CIT postseason champs a year ago. Program record 26 wins last year for Jeff Linder's team, and they are now 6-2 this campaign. There's a look at the head coach of the Aggies in his second season, Chris Jans. Almost a big-time upset in the last game for the Aggies 9 days ago against Kansas in Kansas City. The Aggies fell by 3. Post-game, Chris Jans said there are no moral victories. He felt like his team certainly had a chance to win the game, which they did. A lot of off days in between, a lot of days to get back on track. And now the Aggies are trying to improve to 8-2. And Chris Jans is trying to go to 36-8 in his 2 years as the head coach of the Aggies. And he throws us a curveball with the lineup here tonight. Sean Buchanan makes just his second start this season and just his 6th career start. JoJo Zamora averaging 21 per game in the previous 2. A.J. Harris is the point guard. Then in the front court, it is Denver transfer C.J. Bobbitt and Eli Chua, a preseason all-conference selection in the Western Athletic Conference. For Northern Colorado, they have one of the best mid-major guards in the country. Watch out for number 0, Jordan Davis, who averages 24 points per game, which is good for 11th in the country. UNC will start 2 true freshmen. Sam Maston, Mr. Basketball in Colorado last year, and Bodie Hume, also a freshman. Jonah Radeball and Kai Edwards rounding out Jeff Linder's starters for Northern Colorado. And how about the job Jeff Linder has done in Greeley? 3rd season for Jeff Linder. Program record 26 wins last year. They won the collegeinsider.com tournament last season. Previously, Jeff Linder was an assistant at Boise State, San Francisco, and Weber State before coming to Greeley. All right, Coach Bradford, your keys to the game.
Well, the biggest thing is after that incredible game against Kansas, it's important for the Aggies not to have an emotional letdown. This is a very good team. It's an experienced team. Other than the 2 freshmen, it's a team that could come in and beat the Aggies. They need to make sure there's no uncontested 3-point shots tonight, particularly with the freshmen. If the freshmen get their confidence for Northern Colorado, it could spell trouble. And finally, Jordan Davis has the ball in his hands all the time. Look for the Aggies to go full denial and try not to let Jordan Davis catch the ball.
This game is part of the Continental Tire Las Vegas Classic. Second game for the Bears. They played San Diego in their first game as part of this Classic. It's the first game for the Aggies, though, here in the Continental Tire Vegas Classic. There's an on-campus portion, then a neutral site portion. So the Aggies will have 2 games as part of the on-campus portion. Then they head to Vegas in the friendly confines of the Orleans Arena this weekend for 2 more games against Drake, and then either San Diego or Washington State. This is a busy stretch this week, Coach, and the Aggies are playing some really good programs this week.
That's right. It's a busy stretch, and it's a difficult stretch. It's one of the things that marks Chris Jan's tenure as the Aggie coach. Is that, boy, they're after some very good teams. To have to play Washington State again would be quite a challenge.
The big number of note tonight, the Aggies are 106-12 at home since the 2011-2012 campaign. They don't lose much here on top of Lou Henson Court.
No, that's right. It's one of the great basketball arenas in the country. The students are gone tonight, but there seems to be a pretty good crowd tonight, and there's a tremendous enthusiasm in town after the Aggies had University of Kansas down 2 points at halftime, had them on the ropes.
Northern Colorado coming off a blowout loss. They lost by 20 48 hours ago at San Diego. So a quick turnaround for the Bears. 9 days off for the Aggies. Both teams with just 2 losses this year. Eli Chua and Kai Edwards will tip this one up as Chris Rastetter tosses it in the air. And Buchanan tips it to A.J. Harris. The Aggies in the home whites and the Bears in the dark uniforms here tonight. Great to have you with us from the Pan Am Center in southern New Mexico. Quality mid-major battle tonight. The Aggies have a size advantage on Northern Colorado, so they go right to Eli Chua, who scores for 2.
Nice left hand by the big fella. And this is how deep the Aggies are, Adam. We featured Ivan Oro-Kachea before the game, and he's not, after the great game he played the last few games, he's been terrific, and he's not starting tonight. That's an indicator of how deep they are, but also how it's all earned in practice.
Jordan Davis, the go-to player for Northern Colorado, travels. Turnover on the Bears. They average 90 points per game, which is good for 8th in the country.
Well, he's plenty fast, but he just takes one too many steps here.
You would have to think Davis is going to be hounded all night by either A.J. Harris or Sean Buchanan, two outstanding perimeter defenders. Here's Buchanan making just his second start this year. Now to Eli Chua. Bobbitt on the bounce. Lays it in. 4-0 Aggies. This is a young Bears team, also a pretty small lineup as well. Jalen Sanders, one of their bigger guards, is out with a foot injury. He's only played in one game this year. Bears don't have a whole lot of size. Davis averaging 24 a game. Skips it for the freshman Hume. Now to Radeball. And a reach-in foul is called on the Aggies. And that is called by one of the officials tonight, Vern Harris. Vern Harris, Chris Rastatter, and Rob Kuhneman, the crew. And Vern Harris has done 9 Final Fours.
CJ has been consistently good all year, the University of Denver transfer. Yeah, it's quite a record for official Vern Harris, 9 Final Fours. It's unbelievable.
Tough runner for Davis, cleared away by Bobbitt, and the Aggies want to push. Bobbitt floats it down low to Chua, who's guarded by the smaller Edwards. Chua with the left. Pulled in by Davis, who averages 6 rebounds a game. Freshman Sam Maston, Mr. Basketball last year in Colorado. Maston on the catch. Pitch out, step in 3 for Bodie Hume, also a freshman from Colorado.
Well, this is the danger. This is a very good three-point shooting team, and one of my fears, Adam, is that if the freshmen start playing with confidence, it could hurt the Aggies.
Yeah, the Bears shoot 43% from 3. Bobbitt misses his 3. Another board for Davis. Davis found a crease, then he's stripped and stolen by Buchanan. Numbers for the Aggies. JoJo Zamora lays it in.
Well, he's so creative on the run like that. You know, kind of a floater, leaning, great body control by JoJo Zamora.
I don't think Jordan Davis has seen defense like this entire year. Heart of the rim, lays it in right around Eli Chua.
Boy, he's tough off the dribble. I suspect that's why Chris Jans went with Sean Buchanan, who's such a tough defender, because he's started out on Jordan Davis here.
In-post, Chua squaring up on Edwards. Chua going to work again. Good spin and with the left for Eli.
For three, he's 2 for 3 with his left hand. Wait till they see him with his right hand.
And usually it's Ivan Aorekoechea starting over Chua, like you mentioned, but the Aggies coach had 9 days off, and it must have been a good stretch of practices for Chua. Maston got Harris to slip, bounce pass to Edwards, missed the layup, and a foul is called from behind on the Aggies, and this one goes on C.J. Bobbitt.
Well, with Jordan Davis is the only senior who plays for Northern Colorado. I'd say if Northern Colorado was a stock, Adam, I'd say buy some stock in Northern Colorado.
Yeah, it sure seems like Jeff Linder is recruiting Colorado really well and getting some of the best players in that state to stay and play in Greeley. There's another freshman, Cole Bergen, who hands it off to Davis. 3 Aggies checked in, including Johnny McCants, who steals. Aorekoechea and Terrell Brown also in for the first time tonight. Here's Brown. Bounces on the baseline to McCants. Wraparound pass intended for Aorekoechea. Stolen by Jonah Radeball. Bergen's the trailer. Nobody picked him up. And that causes a foul in the paint.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the freshmen playing so well so quickly. I don't want them to play with confidence.
First 4 minutes in the books here in Las Cruces. NM State leads Northern Colorado by 3.
People ask me all the time, what do I want out of college? I want to find purpose. I want to be involved. I want my professors to care. I want an affordable education. I want a college that celebrates diversity. I want to be prepared for the future. I want to go to one of America's top colleges. I want to discover my passion. I want to become an Aggie.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Let's eliminate acts of violence such as sexual assault, domestic violence, and stalking on our campus.
If you see something wrong, be an active bystander. Use the 3 Ds to help intervene in a risky situation.
Direct. Do something yourself. Delegate. Ask someone else for help. Distract. Create a diversion.
Everyone must do their part to help. Stand up, speak out, be an active bystander, and let's keep New Mexico State safe.
This copyrighted telecast is the property of New Mexico State Sports Properties, LLC, under rights granted by New Mexico State University. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or any part of it without the expressed written consent of New Mexico State Sports Properties, LLC, is prohibited. Adam Young and Russ Bradford back with you. Pan Am Center in Las Cruces. The Aggies trying to win their 8th game of the season. Bears going for their 7th victory this year. It's NM State ahead by 3 early on. Here's a look at the team comparison. Both teams scoring at a very high rate. I think most coaches would be impressed with 79 points per game, but you look at Northern Colorado, and numbers-wise, Coach, they've been one of the better scoring teams in the entire country.
Well, that's right, and that's Coach Jeff Linder's reputation, is that he's an offensive guru, a great X and O man. So it's impressive, and they do have great spacing. They share the ball, they attack. I think the big difference now, the freshmen have played well up to this point, Adam, but Jordan Davis with 3 turnovers. He's 3 turnovers in 4 minutes.
Here's one of those freshmen, Cole Bergen out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Pretty big body, 6'7", 220 for a freshman, averaging 5 points a game, 64% foul shooter. NM State going with Buchanan, who runs the point, Brown, McCants, Aore Coachea, and Zamora. Buchanan was looking for Aore Coachea, but it was tipped out of bounds by Bergen, who defended Yvonne pretty well down there.
That's an impressive young team, this Northern Colorado team, with just Jordan Davis as the only senior. That's 3 freshmen on the floor right now for them.
JoJo Zamora has been the go-to scorer recently for the Aggies. He catches on the wing, averaging 21 per game in his previous 2. Had to force that shot. Aore Coachea rips in the offensive rebound. Count it, +1.
Well, he's different than last year's model, Jamario Jones. This is him with 3 Northern Colorado players around him. He comes up with the ball, fights off 2 of them, probably got fouled twice there. I mean, he is rough and tough, this guy.
Which is what Chris Jans told us coming into the season, but I think he's scoring it better than Chris Jans anticipated.
I didn't think that he'd be the Aggies' leading scorer at this point in the year, although I'll qualify that by saying that it's such a balanced attack. So he's the leading scorer, but not by very much. But boy, is he tough around the basket.
And how about this, too? He really struggled as a free throw shooter in JUCO ball, and Chris Jans knew he was going to shoot a lot of free throws this year. So they put him on a free throw plan during the summer, and he has shot the ball extremely well from the line. He is a 74% free throw shooter, and that's really good for a guy who shoots a ton.
I think that's right. He might be 75 after that one.
Buchanan's checking Davis again. Hume. Freshman to freshman. Bergen back to Hume. He'll shoot a 3 over Yvonne. Too strong. Offensive rebound for Bergen. And a foul called on the Aggies. And UNC might not be very big, but they rebound well. They've only been out-rebounded once this entire year, and that was in the previous game against San Diego. Around a ball to Davis. Poked by McCants. Davis gets it back. What have you seen so far, Coach, from Jordan Davis?
Well, he seems to want to take it at the basket. He seems to have much more confidence off the dribble than he does with the three at this point. But I expect that could change as the game goes on.
Buchanan to a slipping Ivan Aore-Coachea.
That's where he's so good, Adam. He gets to the important real estate around the basket. He controls that area.
Bergen fakes the handoff to Hume. Going to work, Arna Aore-Coachea. Rebounded by Sean Buchanan, the smallest player on the floor. Clayton Henry is in for the first time tonight, coming off an ankle injury. Hasn't played much in the previous 2 games. Henry to Aore-Coachea. Fakes the spin, goes to the hook. McCants the offensive rebound. Lob down low. And a foul is called on Bergen of UNC, holding off Arnie Vaughn.
Well, I missed that one.
There's really not a height differential between Aore-Coachea and Bergen. There's a little weight difference, and I think Ivan has that 1-2 that not every player has.
Boy, he's got quite a motor.
Bounce for McCants. Easy deuce off the inbound. The assist to Harris.
It looks like Johnny McCants might have taken a finger to the eye.
Edwards applies a ball screen for Davis. Feeds it off to Hume. Blocked by McCants. Good high hedge by Aore-Coachea. Skip by Davis. Caught by Hume. Met by an extra defender. Hume the offensive rebound. Stick back, no. Snatched in by the Aggies. Brown to Henry. Rhythm 3. Yes, sir.
Just perfect pass by Terrell Brown, and I think that was exactly the right call, Adam. It's right out of his rhythm. Just nice and easy. And he sure made that one look easy anyway.
Now Brown defending Davis, who averages 24 per game. Edwards on the slip. Can't finish, but a foul called underneath on the Aggies. This one goes on Johnny McCants.
McCants. Local product, Johnny McCants, Oñate High School. But look at that, that's just nice and easy, and if the Northern Colorado's not going to be able to give Clayton Henry that easy of a look.
Mohamed Cham checks in for the Aggies. So does Eli Chua. Aore-Coachea and McCants to the bench. Edwards now 6 of 11 on free throws this year after the miss. Junior from the Netherlands. Pulled in by Cham, who did not play in the previous game against Kansas. He's had some quality moments this year, but he's trying to crack the lineup as a regular right now. Mohamed Cham to A.J. Harris. Chua can shoot threes. Down low to Cham, who couldn't quite catch it. It was down near his feet.
Yeah, not a good idea by Eli Chua. Just couldn't get it to go through. Just a little bit errant, that pass.
Radaball running the point right now for Northern Colorado. He does everything for them. Great defensively, good offensively. Misses short on the 3. Out of bounds, last touch by Trent Harris. I was saying during pregame, Radeball kind of reminds me of Jamario Jones in the fact that he's versatile, can play a bunch of different positions, and he rebounds spectacular for a 6'3" guard.
Yes, it really works hard. He's a very versatile player. That's twice now we've compared somebody to Jamario Jones. He must have had quite an impact on the New Mexico State
Must
program.
have, right?
Yeah.
Brown looking for Chua. Good catch by Eli. He just didn't have a look at the hoop. He was underneath the cylinder and had no angle. Scoreless drought of over 4 minutes for Northern Colorado, and their best scorer, Davis, is on the bench. So the freshman Maston trying to make something happen, and he's fouled by Terrell Brown. So Maston, the Mr. Basketball last year in Colorado, will shoot a pair of free throws when we come back from break. It's a scoreless drought of 3:34 for the Bears. NM State leads by 10.
For Vegas-style action, play the hottest table games now at the casino at Sunland Park. Go all in for a great time with exciting electronic blackjack. And stay, hit, or play your way to winning big. Or place your bets on electronic roulette, where a jackpot could be yours with any spin of the wheel. Vegas-style action, baby. You bet. Let your hot streak begin. The casino at Sunland Park. I-10 to Sunland Park, exit 13.
Play responsibly. Helpline 1-800-572-1142.
I don't have my wallet, so.
Perfect. You can send a digital payment.
I don't have one of those payment apps.
Perfect. You have a US-based bank account, right?
I have Wells Fargo.
Perfect. Then you should have Zelle.
Perfect.
Perfect.
The #1 mobile banking app just got better.
Does your coach use Zelle too?
Of course.
Another way we're building better every day.
People ask me all the time, what do I want out of college? I want to find purpose. I want to be involved. I want my professors to care. I want an affordable education. I want a college that celebrates diversity. I want to be prepared for the future. I want to go to one of America's top colleges. I want to discover my passion. I want to become an Aggie.
New Mexico State Basketball and Aggie Vision is sponsored by Route 66, Comcast, Wells Fargo, White Sands Federal Credit Union, and by Pepsi. NM State ahead by 10, 11:28 left here in the first half. Ivan Aore-Coachea already has 5 points in just 3 minutes of action. And at his weekly press conference, Aggie head coach Chris Jans talked about the emergence of Aore-Coachea.
I think it started with his approach and changing his body, and then just the extra time he's put in on his game, and now he's playing with confidence. You know, he's playing with great confidence, and I have confidence in him. I know his teammates have confidence in him, and he's proven that he can play and play well on most stages.
Scoreless drought of 3:34. We thought Maston would shoot free throws out of the timeout, but they called a foul on the ground, so it was not a shooting foul, so UNC has to inbound. Aggies catch a break. Davis swings it to Maston. Back out to Davis, step in 3. Might have rushed it. Jabari Rice just came in for the first time, and he pulls in the rebound. Aggies going down low a ton, and one for Chua.
A beautiful setup pass by Jabari Rice. Just paused for a second, and perfect feed. Look at that, right where it needs to be. Easy shot for Eli Chua.
I think it's safe to say going down low in the post is the point of emphasis tonight.
I would say so, and one of the things that I'm delighted about is the Aggies have really come to play. They're not, as we know, their coach is pretty relentless, relentless to say the least. But they have really come to play tonight. They're off to a great start.
We've talked a lot the last couple of years about letdowns after a long stretch off, and speaking of Coach Jans, I just think he doesn't let his team have a letdown. He recognizes that.
I think that is safe to say, yes. Remember when the Aggies beat the Lobos by 35 a week or so ago. I mean, the game was totally in hand, and there was no letting up on the sideline.
Offensive rebound for Edwards. Maston blows by Mohammed Shah. Mismatch right there, and Shah got beat.
And Chris Jans wasn't happy about giving up the offensive rebound.
Out of the reach of Chua. 4-on-1 for the Bears. Lay-in for Trent Harris.
I thought Terrell Brown might sort of reach and foul deliberately there, down 3-on-1, but did not.
And to shoot for the Aggies. Chua looking for some help. Harris goes away for the ball screen. Fires a three, missed it short. Jobs over the back of Radaball. Easy call for the official, Vern Harris.
And I like that foul, Adam. I know that's a funny thing for a coach to say, but just to be that aggressive going after the offensive rebounds, I think will pay off for the Aggies.
That is team foul number 7 in this half on the Aggies. So, one of the bonus here for Radaball. Redshirt junior from Thornton, Colorado.
It's the best hair we've seen all year.
I think so. You compared it off the air to Odell Beckham earlier.
Oh, no, it's better. I've changed my mind. It's better than Beckham.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm impressed you knew who Odell Beckham was.
I don't know.
You were just all hoops.
I wouldn't know too many football players. I'm mostly hoops and hairstyles for me.
Radaball 27 of 30 on free throws before that make right there. And now the Bears, after a long scoreless drought, have pulled within 6 on a 6-0 run over the previous 45 seconds. Bobbitt to Chua. And to shoot again. The Aggies just don't have the rhythm offensively they had earlier. Harris to Chua, who will fire a three. Missed it way wide right. And I wonder if part of this is Aure Coachea was on the bench. But we talk about Sean Buchanan kind of being the organizer. Good things happen when he's on the floor. He's on the bench right now as well.
Yes, and it might also be Northern Colorado's defense has picked it up a bit. Or a combination thereof.
UNC coming off a blowout loss by 20 just 48 hours ago. Davis misses the floater, and Zamora collects the rebound. Zamora to Rice. And he traveled with it. That is turnover number 6 already on the Aggies. In fact, the 2 losses this year for the Bears have been blowout losses. They lost by 31 at Texas Tech and then by 20 at San Diego. The Aggies able to get a steal. Bobbitt running the floor. He had some steps. They're going to call a jump ball first. Either way, possession goes to Northern Colorado.
Well, C.J. Bobbitt doesn't make many mistakes, and he hardly ever makes a selfish mistake, but I thought it seems like it's 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 here. I wondered about the wisdom of this one. It may be the first time I've seen him make a poor decision like that.
Tough shot from Maston, rebounded by Aure Coachea. Lob pass down low, and Bobbitt should have caught it. Could not snare it in. Turnover on the Aggies again.
Well, and I've never seen that where C.J. Bobbitt makes 2 mistakes in a row. He usually plays, we talked about it before the game, he plays mistake-free and he can make 3-pointers. You don't think he'd be nervous playing a Colorado team, seeing that he played at Denver for a couple of years, do you? He wouldn't be nervous about that.
You wouldn't think so.
Uh-oh.
Davis lays it in. Was thinking about dunking it. And he saw an extra defender come on the help side, so this is an 8-0 run for the Bears. And Christian's just letting his team play through this. We'll have a media timeout next dead ball.
Oh, there's steam coming out of his ears. I can tell you that.
Harris lost it, poked by Harris. Trent Harris, who catches from Radaball, can't lay it in though.
Aggie's got a break there. Let's see if they can get the momentum turned here.
A.J. Harris to Zamora. To a trailer, Bobbitts. Execution was great early, struggling the last couple of minutes though on offense, execution-wise. Aore Coachea fouled by Edwards. That is just a third on UNC. 8-0 run for the Bears. Aggie lead down to 4 in the first half.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
It's on us to hold our friends accountable for their actions.
It's on us to change the way we talk about women.
It's on us
To look after someone who's had too much to drink.
It's on us to take care for each other at parties.
It's on us to step up and say something. It's on us not to give our friends a pass.
It's on us to do something.
Anything.
To keep an assault from happening.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
Say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
At a time when computer security is a concern for everybody, it is a top priority for the government. A group of New Mexico State University College of Engineering researchers are working with Sandia National Laboratories to ensure the integrated circuits they develop are protected by devising a scheme that will continuously monitor their operation. For more info, go to newscenter.nmsu.edu. Scoreless drought of 3:40 now for the Aggies. They still lead by 4, but they led by 12 not too long ago. And Coach, you just circled turnovers on your stat sheet, 9 for the Aggies, which is high for them.
They just jumped out at me, Adam, at 9 turnovers in essentially a third of the game. At this rate, the Aggies will have 27 turnovers at the end of the game. You won't win with 27 turnovers. And so I think that's why there's steam coming out of Chris Chan's ears. Aggies have just played a little bit sloppy.
Aggies only average 11 turnovers per game. They're already almost there. Sean Buchanan's back in. This is Aore Coachea going to work on Edwards, leans into him, left-hand hook, and Ivan has 7 off the bench.
He's tough. And you know, both Aggie, both Eli Chua and Ivan Orocochea are good with their left hand. Well, there was a freshman mistake by Sam Maston.
Jordan Davis probably could have caught that. It was that high, right, yes. But Jordan Davis has hops as good as anybody's, but Hume could not reach up and snare it in. I think if you tossed it up for Jordan Davis, he would find a way to get a hand on it. Chris Gianz, as expected, playing a lot of guys early on. 13 players average double-figure minutes per game for the Aggies, including Jabari Rice. Finger roll, spins in, crafty finish for the redshirt freshman.
Beautiful move by Jabari Rice. He's just going to keep getting better and better. I don't think he'll ever weigh 240 pounds, but as he gets a little bit stronger each year, he's going to get better and better.
He needs to find some of the great eating spots in town, all right? Go down to Mesilla. Get some Andalays, get some La Posta.
Why not?
That'll beef him up.
I'd be right there with him. Or he could hit Lorenzo's and load up on the pasta, or Pistachios for that matter. Well,
Joe Zamora comes in for Buchanan, who will have to sit with his foul trouble. A little surprise, Davis is still on the bench for the Bears. Maston, a 75% free throw shooter. The all-time leading scorer at Rock Canyon High School in Colorado. He's from Highlands Ranch, Gatorade Player of the Year, and Mr. Basketball last year in Colorado. This is a big-time get for head coach Jeff Linder. I don't think many people watching in this area will know the reference, but he reminds me of a guy who played for Rick Majerus at St. Louis, a guy by the name of Kevin Lish. His father, Rusty, played pro football for the Pro Football Cardinals when they were back in St. Louis, and Kevin Lish plays overseas now in Australia, but very similar body type, left-hander, outstanding guard. All right, Coachea skips it for Rice, who connects on the three.
Rice has forgotten he's a freshman, evidently. Beautiful shot by Jabari Rice.
5 now for Rice, and the bench production is happening again for the Aggies. And Davis is still on the bench for UNC. He's going to check in next dead ball. Bergen to Radeball. Here's Maston, left-hander. Spins out the three. Bergen leans into Yvonne, looking for better positioning, and he won't give it to him.
There might not be 5 freshmen in the country that can battle Oracochea with muscle, but there it was, Bergen.
Offensive rebound, stick back for Aore Coachea.
Well, he's at 9 points. He's the leading scorer in the game.
Radeball answers with a three. Brown was late to get out there. Handoff to Rice, who's feeling it right now offensively. Aure Coachea fakes the handoff, trying to show off his range. Radeball finds Bergen, right back to Radeball. He'll shoot another three. They're going to wave off the three. Moving brush screen on Bergen. It's one of those new rules enforced a couple of years ago. They're really paying attention to those screens and how they're set.
No movement at all, and they are calling it closer. It's a point of emphasis this year, is it, Adam?
Yep. Yeah, where your feet are, where your shoulders are, everything is really looked at now by the officials. And you know what? If Vern Harris called it, it's probably the right call, right?
I would say 999 times out of 1,000 for Vern Harris. There it is
now
again.
We'll get the same call on the other end.
Well, it's the same on both ends, and that's all a coach can ask for.
Jeff Linder looked a little heated initially because it wasn't called right away, and I'm sure he's saying, if you're going to call it down there, you got to call it down here. And this one's on Terrell Brown, who was applying the screen, if you call it that, to get Zamora loose. Maston searches in the lane, pitches it for the corner to Radeball. Maston on the spin, keeps his footing, finger roll, pinballs down. How did that not fall in?
Pretty clever move by the freshman, but Sam Maston couldn't get it to go down.
Zamora, and a foul is called just inside the arc. This one goes on Radeball of Northern Colorado. His first. Aggies have led by as many as 12. They lead 29-21.
We are the Borderplex Alliance, and this is our region 1 second at a time.
Ready for extensive life sciences research. The totally revitalized downtown. The largest binational city on the border. Fortune 500 companies from 21 countries from all around the world. Business accelerator and technology incubator.
The border moves fast. Visit us at borderplexalliance.org.
Let me guess, you left your wallet in your other pants.
Yes, and I need to get some cash right away. I can't be late to the game.
Do you have the Wells Fargo mobile app on your phone?
Yes.
You can use it to get a one-time access code to get cash at our ATMs.
Oh, that's better. Thank you so much. You know the team needs me.
Of course they do.
No, seriously, they can't win without me.
State leads Northern Colorado by 8. The Aggies out of the WAC, the Bears out of the Big Sky Conference. These two programs met a couple of years ago in Las Cruces. It was in November of 2014. The Aggies won that game by 21 points, and we'll flash back to that day in November of 2014. There's Daniel Mullings, one of the all-time greats in the Crimson and White, and how about a young freshman by the name of Pascal Siakam, who did quite well for himself, didn't he?
He has done well for himself. He's on the best team in the world with the Toronto Raptors. He's second or third on the team in scoring. Had a beautiful feature on him, and they've got reprinted at ESPN.com a week or so ago.
Gosh, he really improved too. He was so raw that freshman year and left early. Went to the draft, drafted first round late, and he's turned into a starter for the Raptors.
So there's so many New Mexico State Aggies playing professionally, mostly overseas, of course, but they've had quite a run.
Here's Trev Queen playing in his first game as an Aggie. Zamora's three spins off. Putback is good for Eli Chua. We'll talk a lot about Queen, who's wearing number 20 in white as this game goes on. He just became eligible after transferring in from NMSU, but he enrolled at Western Kentucky following his stint at NMSU, so he was ineligible for the first semester. Chua snares in the rebound. Queen was a top 10 JUCO recruit in the country last year. This guy can really score. Harris stutters. Outside for Henry. Got it.
Boy, when he gets in his rhythm, as you pointed out, Adam, he's hard to stop.
And Jeff Linder will call a timeout. So this gives us an opportunity to kind of catch you up here on Trev Queen. Wearing number 20, first game as an Aggie. He is a junior from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Went to College of Marin Community College in California for his first year. Then he went to the New Mexico Military Institute. Then he enrolled to play for Rick Stansberry and Mark Shue, a former Aggie assistant at Western Kentucky. Left school, believe it was September, comes to New Mexico State, ineligible for the first semester, but now he's eligible because the calendar has flipped now for semester 2. He's 6'6", he's a guard. He was one of the top JUCO scorers in the country last year.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the question is not his talent. The question is really, can he blend in? Can he blend in quickly with a pretty good Aggie, pretty darn good Aggie team already? And the New Mexico military background is a good sign. If he can make it through the, did you know current Aggie assistant Casey Owens went to high school one year at New Mexico military? It's serious discipline there. So if he can withstand that, he can probably survive with the Aggies.
Traveling on Northern Colorado. One of our big questions, too, going into this game with Queen now eligible is whose minutes does he take? Because there really aren't any minutes to be had. Already, Chris Jans is going 13 deep.
That's right. And although, yet the Aggies seem to be, he likes to play a lot of players. I think he'll get his opportunities.
Keon Jones to Queen. Dumps it off to Chua, who lost the handle off the backboard. Davis on the hesitation, poked, picked up by Chua. Aggies pushing. Henry gets it back from Harris, wants another three. No good. Jones the rebound. Here's Queen, hands it off to Chua. Good pass, and Chua sticks it in.
Nice pass by Trev Queen. And Clayton Henry was nearly down. That would have been three in a row from the three-point line.
This is the biggest lead for the Aggies. Here is Durjan, who trains the three. The big man from Slovak Republic. 5 of 17 now on threes this year. Queen will fire a three. Harris looking for Queen. Somehow it got to him. Around the horn to Jones. Keon hands it off to Clayton Henry. A minute left in half one. Step back, long two. Good for A.J. Harris. Timeout, Chris Jans.
Really smart move by A.J. Harris. I just like this timing on that. He waited, and then he stuck it in when he had a second.
Not often do you see 14 guys playing one half, and that's been the case so far tonight.
That's right. A beautiful pass there by Trev Queen. And Aggies had a little bit of a lull, but I think Chris Jans probably encouraged them. Come on, fellas, we can do this. And they've come out with great intensity in the last few minutes.
Let's take a look at the series history between these two programs. As we showed you earlier, they last met in 2014. The Aggies lead the all-time series 4-3. This is the 8th all-time meeting. I don't know if Chris Jans is ever going to be able to shorten this rotation, because now you have Queen, who certainly looks like he should get some minutes. There just doesn't seem to be a guy that you should take out of the rotation right now.
No, that's right. And it's a good problem, but just the way college basketball can go, someone can get hurt, someone catches the flu, someone gets 4 fouls in the quickly, and this will all pay off for the Aggies, I think, in the long run. And on top of that, in my experience, Adam, during the WAC tournament, any 3 games in 3 days, depth is crucial to win the 3rd game on the 3rd day.
That's a great point, Coach. Hand off to Radaball, off the head of Turgeon, and out of bounds to the Aggies. Chua has led the way for the Aggies with 10. 9 for Aure Coachea. The front court has been really good on offense for the Aggies. And A.J. Harris is fouled on his way to the hoop. That's number 7 on the Bears, so A.J. will shoot 1 and 1. Can't seem to figure out why Harris has struggled during his career from the free throw line. Just over 50% last year. He's 12 of 19 this year. Really good shooter. Always looks good coming off his hand.
Soft touch. It's hard to figure. But yet, I'm trying to remember if he's ever missed a big free throw. Has he missed a big free throw in your memory?
Good point.
Yeah,
good point.
I don't know. But he gets such a beautiful arch on it. Well, that one a little bit long.
And now the Aggies can almost get the final shot. There's about a 4-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. NM State has Harris, Rice, Chom, Chua, and Jones. Harris will start with 8 to shoot. They double team A.J. Gets his way to the rim anyway with his speed.
When the Aggies got a break there when the clock was still running. Great half for the Aggies.
Good start to the half, kind of tough in the middle, and then a really strong finish. And one of the spark plugs was newcomer Trev Queen. Some quality minutes for Trev in his first game as an Aggie. 41-24. Halftime activities come up next.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
People ask me all the time, what do I want out of a college? I want to find purpose. I want to be involved. I want my professors to care. I want an affordable education. I want a college that celebrates diversity. I want to be prepared for the future. I want to go to one of America's top colleges. I want to discover my passion. I want to become an Aggie.
Next in line.
Welcome back to the Pan American Center. 41-24, the Aggies all over Northern Colorado through one half. 10 points for Eli Shua, 9 points for Ivan Aorekoechea. And the Aggies are shooting a sizzling 62% from the field. 18 of 29 are field goals so far for Chris Giantz's team. Join us on Wednesdays at Rudy's Barbecue for the Aggie Coaches Show. The show returns in early January, 6 to 7 at Rudy's at 1020 North Telshore Boulevard in Las Cruces. A $1.46 million grant has been awarded to New Mexico State in order to help fund their research in reducing the mosquito population in Doña Ana County. Aggie Vision was invited to visit the laboratories where the mosquito physiology research is being conducted to see what the buzz is all about.
My laboratory is focused on the physiology of disease-transmitting mosquitoes.
Emo Hansen, an associate professor at New Mexico State University's biology department, has received a $1.46 million grant. The grant is funded by the National Institution of Health and will allow Mr. Hansen to study amino acid transport in mosquitoes for the next 4 years.
Mosquitoes have a very special diet. They feed on blood, as you know, and blood is a very protein-rich diet. So these proteins get digested into amino acids, and then the amino acids are made into mosquito proteins and also into energy.
The goal? To lower the mosquito population in our community.
The idea behind the research is to find new inhibitors to inhibit the amino acid transports and inhibit mosquito reproduction and egg production.
But that's not the only attempt at reducing mosquito population.
Right now we have an ongoing project where we try a new technique to control mosquito populations that does not involve pesticides. This technique is called sterile insect technique, and the idea is that you release sterile males in the wild, and these sterile males mate with the females, and then the females lay eggs that never hatch.
The male mosquitoes become sterile after being exposed to low levels of radiation.
We're talking a very limited amount of x-rays are actually going into this mosquito. It's snapping in the gametes, so sperm cells in males. If we can release a lot of male mosquitoes that are sterile, they mate with females, and we can dwindle the populations down to a very, very limited level and not necessarily eradicate them, but suppress them, we can prevent disease. If you're here in the North Americas and South America, it would be dengue fever, chikungunya, Zika, that sort of thing. So if we can eliminate those, then we can ultimately make an effective vaccine without ever having to use humans.
With Aggie Vision, I'm Matthew Nieto.
(41-24) Aggies ahead by 17. First half highlights after this.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
At White Sands Federal Credit Union, we like to think of ourselves as a family of people who care because our employees donate their money, over $100,000 since 2005, to support our communities. We've helped the Ronald McDonald House and action programs for animals. We've donated to Coats for Kids and helped provide emergency shelter through La Casa and the Child Crisis Center. We've helped the fire department in Truth or Consequences and the Girl Scouts at White Sands Missile Range. You support us, we support you. White Sands Federal Credit Union. Working together, make our communities better.
For Vegas-style action, play the hottest table games now at the casino at Sunland Park. Go all in for a great time with exciting electronic blackjack. And stay, hit, or play your way to winning big. Or place your bets on electronic roulette, where a jackpot could be yours with any spin of the wheel. Vegas-style action, baby, you bet. Let your hot streak begin. The casino at Sunland Park. I-10 to Sunland Park, exit 13.
Play responsibly. Helpline 1-800-572-1142.
People ask me all the time, what do I want out of a college? I want to find purpose. I want to be involved. I want my professors to care. I want an affordable education. I want a college that celebrates diversity. I want to be prepared for the future. I want to go to one of America's top colleges. I want to discover my passion. I want to become an Aggie.
It is halftime here in Las Cruces at the Pan Am Center. It's all Aggies 41-24. They lead Northern Colorado out of the Big Sky Conference. Help spread some holiday joy to a child in need. New Mexico State basketball will collect new unwrapped toys at the Pan Am Center from December 11th until December 19th. And then join us for the 2018 Teddy Bear Toss at halftime of this Wednesday's December 19th game against CSUN. An impressive first half for the Aggies. Adam Young and former NM State assistant Russ Bradford with you. Christians played 14 different guys, and it seemed like everybody did something out there, Coach.
Well, and where they really came on was on the boards. They out-rebounded Northern Colorado 19-10, and they have done a great job of trying to contain Jordan Davis, which is hard to do. He's got 5 turnovers at halftime.
Yeah, Sean Buchanan's been guarding Davis the majority of this game. He's done a good job, and the Aggies have done a good job as a team. Time now for the first half highlights. NM State got off to a really good start early. There was kind of a lull midway through the first half, and then a really good finish, but NM State did a great job, as you said, on Davis, and Buchanan kind of spearheaded that effort.
That's right, and the Aggies were a little sloppy with the ball earlier. Remember, they had 9 turnovers after 13 minutes, but then only 2 more turnovers the rest of the half. 11 turnovers at halftime for the Aggies.
And how about Ivan Aorekoechea? 9 points, 5 rebounds. He only played 8 minutes, but he was productive in his 8 minutes. And Clayton Henry hasn't done much in the previous 2. He's battling an ankle injury. He's looked good from the arc so far.
That's right, and they've been able to deliver perfect passes to him, as we see another perfect pass to Eli Chua there.
Aggies have gone down low a ton. Chua has 10 points. There's Jabari Rice, who's been good off the bench. 5 points in 8 minutes for Jabari. Henry again. The Aggie bench with 22 points. The Bears bench only has 6. We've seen this most nights where the Aggie bench outscores the opponent's bench by a large margin.
Well, the Aggies are doing it by by quality and quantity, it seems.
All right, the Aggies ahead by 17, matching their largest lead here tonight. Bears and Aggies, half 2, right around the corner.
Did you know that college students who frequently binge drink are nearly twice as likely to fail a test, miss class, or get in trouble with the law or their school?
30% of students who've dropped out of school said it was because of their drinking.
Don't be another statistic. Don't let a few extra drinks derail your goals.
Know your finish line.
Let's eliminate acts of violence such as sexual assault, domestic violence, and stalking on our campus.
If you see something wrong, be an active bystander. Use the 3 Ds to help intervene in a risky situation.
Direct, do something yourself. Delegate, ask someone else for help. Distract, create a diversion.
Everyone must do their part to help. Stand up, speak out, be an active bystander, and let's keep New Mexico State safe.
For Vegas-style action, play the hottest table games now at the casino at Sunland Park. Go all in for a great time with exciting electronic blackjack. And stay, hit, or play your way to winning big. Or place your bets on electronic roulette, where a jackpot could be yours with any spin of the wheel. Vegas-style action, baby, you bet. Let your hot streak begin. The casino at Sunland Park. I-10 to Sunland Park, exit 13.
Play responsibly. Helpline 1-800-572-1142.
At White Sands Federal Credit Union, we like to think of ourselves as a family of people who care because our employees donate their money, over $100,000 since 2005, to support our communities. We've helped the Ronald McDonald House and action programs for animals. We've donated to Coats for Kids and helped provide emergency shelter through La Casa and the Child Crisis Center. We've helped the fire department in Truth or Consequences and the Girl Scouts at White Sands Missile Range. You support us, we support you. White Sands Federal Credit Union. Working together, make our communities better.
From the beginning, Wells Fargo has supported community organizations like United Way, nonprofits like the American Red Cross, and our nation's veterans. We knew helping our communities was important then, and we know it's even more important today. So we're stepping up to volunteer more and donate over $1 million every day so our communities can be even stronger. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day.
Tonight's Gamer and Aggie Vision is brought to you by Wells Fargo, Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino, Pepsi, Route 66, and by Comcast. An outstanding first half of the Aggies here at the Pan American Center in Las Cruces. The Aggies with a lead of 17, 41-24 is our score. As we get ready for half two action, hard to shoot much better than what the Aggies shot in the first 20 minutes. 62% is what the Aggies shot in the first 20, and Clayton Henry made all three of the Aggies threes. NM State taking advantage of their size, both in the rebounding department and also points in the paint.
Well, that's right. At one point, the rebounds were even, but when the Aggies made their second run of the half, they were pounding Northern Colorado on the boards.
I think that turnover margin and the turnover number for the Aggies still a little high. They had 9 early. They finished with 11, which I know Chris Giants won't be very pleased with. Eli Chua, 10 points, 2 rebounds as well. Davis, only 6. He averages 24. The Aggies have held him well below his per half average as well, and it's been the front court players. Chua has 10, Aure Coachea has 9.
That's right, and I don't think Jordan Davis has seen this kind of help side defense. The Aggies are really swarming him. Sean Buchanan and Terrell Brown have done a great job. To have him have 6 points and 5 turnovers at halftime is pretty amazing.
If you're Chris Giants in the locker room at halftime, you're up 17, so this isn't quite the lead you had a couple of games ago against UNM, but it's still a sizable lead. I'm sure the lead the Aggies had against UNM, they kind of let sit there for a while. They didn't play great the final 10 minutes against UNM. I'm sure that's a point of emphasis here tonight.
No, that's right. I think that's the thing that as we see our Mayor Ken Miyagashima, but I think that will be a point of emphasis in the locker room is let's finish strong. Let's continue to pound them on the boards, and I just can't imagine that he's not upset about the turnovers.
And there's motivation, too, even if you're up 20, 25 points, because you're playing 14 guys here tonight. Every guy is battling for minutes in the next game on Wednesday against CSUN.
That's right. That's right. And there's, in a way, it gives the coaches a tremendous advantage because there's so many parts that they can play with and looking for the right combination.
There's Chris Giants walking to his bench. Jeff Linder and Northern Colorado huddled up right now. Bears are having a good year. They have some notable wins against Pepperdine. They won at Denver. They won in Laramie for the 2nd straight season at Wyoming. So some nice wins for Northern Colorado this year. Only 2 losses at Texas Tech and at San Diego. Now, granted, both those losses were blowout losses, but this is a quality mid-major program that is fighting for some pride right now.
That's right. And we just had a little special visitor that our fans didn't see on the camera.
Joe Garza snuck up on us.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's such a tough defender and a clutch shooter for the Aggies. And he's smiling, you know, I never see him smile before. He always looks so mean and tough. He's smiling up and down as he walks up and down the aisle here.
NM State trying to win their 6th in their previous 7. Aggies trying to go to 8-2 against the CIT champs from last year. Northern Colorado coming off a program record 26 wins last year. Aggies go with their starters. Northern Colorado goes with their starters as well. Zamora's blocked there by Edwards. Picked up by Jordan Davis of UNC. Davis bounces for Edwards, who was left wide open after the high hedge by Chua.
Well, I think Chris Chans is giving JoJo Zamora an earful now. I think he felt like that was his job to help on that one.
Bobbitt hands it off to Buchanan, who was great defensively in the first half on Jordan Davis. Bobbitt working on the freshman Hume, and he can't score on the freshman. Had a pretty good look. Davis only has 6. Edwards, the skip to Bodie Hume. Got a rat ball in the handoff. High hedge again. This time there was help defense down low. Baseline Hume skips it out to Davis with 8 to shoot. Sam Maston, the freshman, all the way to the rim. Lays it in. He's had a good game. 6 now for Maston in a starting role. That was tipped, it looked like, by Radaball. Yep. Vern Harris says Aggie ball, and Jeff Linder disagrees.
Aggies might have gotten a break there.
Yeah, that was JoJo Zamora's help. And now JoJo finds himself on the bench, and Jabari Rice is the first man off the bench for the Aggies here in this half. Low post feed to Chua. And he's fouled by Edwards. That's going to be the 3rd. Mordecai Edwards.
And with the right hand by, it's one of the things that's so impressive about the Aggies, how they're all good with their weaker hand. It's hard to tell whether they're lefty or righty sometimes. And particularly Eli Chua, who we see here.
This has been a good bounce back game for Chua after he only scored 2 against Kansas in the previous game. Chua has a team high 11. Heck, it's a game high. Nobody has 11 except Chua. Now he has 12, which is 4 above his season average of 8. Had a ball running the point for Northern Colorado. Gets it back from Hume. Working on Rice. Davis, catch and shoot 3. Shallow. Good backs out by CJ Bobbitt. Harris trying to split defenders, lost it, picked up by Chua, who was right there.
Aggie's got a big break there. Could have been a turnover, and it turned into a layup.
Lead back to 17 for the Aggies. Bodie Hume had it poked away, and then a reach and foul is called on CJ Bobbitt.
Well, it doesn't seem to be CJ Bobbitt's night tonight, but it's not from lack of effort. It's just things don't seem to be going his way.
That was actually tipped by Harris. Credit AJ on the floor, just tipping it to Eli.
Yes.
He did more there than we thought.
I didn't notice that the first time. We'll give him the assist on that one.
Maston threw it to Edwards, falling down. Reverse layup for Jordan Davis, who now has 8, but he averages 24 a game. The all-time scoring leader at Northern Colorado at the Division I level. 2-time All-Conference in the Big Sky. Harris stabbing and then penetrating. Bobbitt on the bounce to Rice. Backside rebound for Bodie Hume. This is a mismatch right here. Bobbitt's guarding Davis. Davis going to work on Bobbitt, and CJ fouled him. And Davis knew it. He told everybody to clear away. He had Bobbitt guarding him.
Yes, and Chua did all he could to help. And I think maybe had CJ not fouled him, Bobbitt would have blocked it anyway, but we'll never know.
I think we've seen why Jordan Davis averages 24 per game. Yes, the Aggies have held him in check, but he can score in so many different ways.
That's right. He's on attack mode all the time. He's aggressive about trying to score.
I can't imagine there's many players, if any, better than Davis in the Big Sky Conference this year. Aure Coachea and McCants coming in for Bobbitt and Chua. Davis has 20+ in every game but their opener, which was against non-Division I Colorado College. So we'll see if he gets to 20 here tonight. Harris brings the Aggies out of the backcourt. Johnny McCants on the wing, right back to AJ. Rice dumps it down low to Aure Coachea. He's had a great game in limited action. Rice looking for McCants. A little too finesse from Jabari. Davis attacks the rim, can't lay it in. High rebound for Ivan Aure Coachea.
In traffic as always.
And we get a technical foul on Northern Colorado. That's either on Jeff Linder or Jordan Davis. I assume it's on the head coach, but Chris Rastatter was pointing at Jordan Davis. There was no foul called on the previous play, which prompts the technical. It's on the bench, so it's on head coach Jeff Linder. Terrell Brown will shoot the technical free throws, and he gets 1 of 2. That comes at a pretty costly time for the Bears as they try to just hang in there by a thread.
What hadn't been Jordan Davis's night up till this point.
Harris wheeling around. Has Hume guarding him, mismatch there. Rice, he had Aure Coachea, just couldn't find him. Now Ivan catches in the mid-post with 5 to shoot. Double team came, used his left hand, and it's wiped off the glass by Kai Edwards. Edwards averages a team-high 6 rebounds a night. He slips the screen. Maston just backing down Harris, back out to Radeball. Terrell Brown on the catch and shoots. Might have been Alter. Offensive rebound for Aure Coachea.
Boy, the big Spaniard just has his way inside. He's just so tough and aggressive down there.
Skips it to Rice. From the corner. NM State did a lot of shooting stuff the previous 8 days between the Kansas game and this one. Jabari Rice looking good with his jump shot. Floater is good for Davis, and a timeout is called by Northern Colorado. So we'll step aside as well. The Aggie lead is at 15. It's been as high as 17. 14:50 left in half 2.
Let me guess, you left your wallet in your other pants.
Yes, and I need to get some cash right away. I can't be late to the game.
Do you have the Wells Fargo mobile app on your phone?
Yes.
You can use it to get a one-time access code to get cash at our ATMs.
Oh, that's better. Thank you so much. You know the team needs me.
Of course they do.
No, seriously, they can't win without me.
Came through drippin', came through drippin', came through drippin', diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Aggie Vision's presentation of New Mexico State basketball is brought to you by Wells Fargo, Comcast, White Sands Federal Credit Union, Route 66, and by Sunland Park Racetrack and Casino. There's a live look into the Aggie bench, 49-34. NM State ahead by 15. Adam Young, Russ Bradford with you. 14:50 left in half two. And Aggie head coach Chris Jans recently made a new hire. Casey Owens, a Las Cruces native who has a great resume. Recently hired, he fills the open spot at the director of operations position, which was left with the departure of Andy Schmidt to North Texas. And you know Casey very well, Coach.
Well, he's a great basketball mind. I can't imagine, he's in such high demand. He's coached at the very highest levels. I can't imagine he'd be back next year, but I hope so. And don't forget, his daughter is one of the best young golfers in town. How come we didn't get Ophelia on there as the golfer? No, but at one point, his father John Owens was the dean of the ag school, and so just both parents were top-notch academics, and he's born and raised with Aggie basketball.
Yeah, that's an outstanding hire in your Dobo position with a guy who coached in the NBA and was a head coach in the G League for the Lakers.
And we somehow got it backwards. He was a great writer and was going to be a writer, and then we seemed to sort of switch spots, except I became a mediocre writer.
So that's why you like him so much. He can write well.
Well, that's right. He's a terrific writer.
We will break again. This is the Under 16 Media. 49-34. Come back with us to the Pan Am Center.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy.
But
it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can.
Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
It was the first time we got invited to a party.
She wanted to drink, so I said I would drive. Then everything went wrong. She drank too much.
I lost count after 4 drinks.
All of a sudden, she was angry and upset, threatening to hurt me and herself.
By the end of the night, we were at the hospital.
If only I had told her to stop or slow down. Get involved and say something. Know your finish line.
Lead is 15 right now for the Aggies at the Pan American Center. Adam Young and former New Mexico State assistant Russ Bradford on hand. And first game for the Aggies, coach, since the tough loss in Kansas City against Kansas 9 days ago. What have you seen for the Aggies here tonight? And do you feel like they're better after that loss against Kansas?
I do think so. They were able to overcome the emotional letdown with the exciting win over the Lobos and the tough loss at Kansas. And they've come to play. They're playing hard. They're playing together. It's been impressive.
Only 2 losses for the Aggies this year. Certainly not bad losses. At home against St. Mary's. The Gales have been rolling as of late, and then in Kansas City. And technically a neutral site, but it was not a neutral site game. It was a road game. It just wasn't in Lawrence, and the Aggies fell against Kansas.
And toss in a couple wins against the Lobos, a couple wins against UTEP, Washington State, a great Pac-12 win for the Aggies. I mean, it's an impressive team.
UTEP starting to really play well. Those young freshmen are growing up quickly for head coach Rodney Terry in El Paso. Got a nice win last night against UC Riverside. We get a foul called on the Aggies. How about this? Trent Harris, number 1 in Navy. He's barely played tonight. He's only played 11 minutes. He's only attempted 1 shot. There's Harris right there in the wing. He averages 13 a game, which is second best on the Bears, and he's barely played.
That's right, and nearly all of his shots come from the three-point lines. It's hard. I don't know if he's battling the flu or what his deal is.
Bergen, backdoor to Radeball. You rarely see that. A Chris Jans coach team gets backdoored by the Bears. And 1 for Radeball.
Clayton Henry a little bit fell asleep a little bit there. No one knew where the ball was. That'll get replayed about 40 times in the film room tomorrow, I bet.
Speaking of that Kansas game, I was surprised the Aggies were able to backdoor Kansas a few times in Kansas City, which was surprising.
Well, I think just that's the issue is taking advantage of a team over committing or nonchalant losing sight of the ball.
We get a foul called on the Bears on the rebound attempt. They call this on Bergen. That's his 4th. Harris, Buchanan, Aureko, Achea, Cham, and Henry right now on offense for the Aggies. Ball screen from Aureko, Achea. Buchanan bounces out to Cham. Exchanges to Harris. 10 to shoot. Aggies love the pick and roll. Aureko, Achea keeps his footing. Impressive footwork and the finish for the big man from Spain.
Boy, he looked like Kevin McHale there. Just a beautiful post move by or a couple head fakes. Used both hands.
11 and 7 for Yvonne. Davis is fouled as he finishes.
And after us raving about Yvonne, he had a little bit of trouble getting the help there. Of course, Jordan Davis is as explosive as you're going to find.
Gosh, he turns the corner so quick.
Well, the Aggies have done it by committee. You know, those turnovers are from the help side defense being so effective tonight. Just a little minor letdown there.
Northern Colorado's just kind of hanging in there. They trail by only 12. They have not led today. They've been down by as many as 17. It was 17 at halftime. High post area, Cham. Buchanan. Cham's open. He can shoot it from 3. Rebound for Edwards. Bears could make this deficit single digits or 10, but Davis travels.
Well, just again, the help is coming from everywhere.
Keon Jones will come in for Sean Buchanan on the Aggie side. Jones has only played 3 minutes. Aggies have played 14 different guys in this game, which is not all that unusual. They usually play around 12. Curling Harris was left open. Shallow on the jumper. And a loose ball rebound foul called on Northern Colorado. And it will stay with the Aggies. I don't think Christians love that shot from A.J. Harris.
Well, I wondered if he thought it should go inside to Orocochea.
This time Yvonne fumbles and Radaball scoops it up. Davis on the push. Edwards to Radaball. Trying to hand it off to Bodie Hume. Jeff Linder wanted a foul call. No foul. Radaball to the baseline. Back out for Harris. A sharpshooter from 3. Misses off the heel. And Keon Jones collects the miss. Yvonne's running the floor. Rumbles down the lane. Blocked away by Davis and then sticks it in.
Well, he's different than Jamario Jones from last year's Aggie team, but he is a relentless worker around the basket and so smart. He missed the shot, but got his own rebound there.
And now Yvonne is the leading scorer for the Aggies with 13. 13 in 13 minutes. Good defense on Edwards, but Edwards able to hook it in. 53-41. Deficit a dozen again for Northern Colorado. Right back to Aore Coachea. Ducks underneath and lays it in with the left.
Well, he just has a pile of moves to use down there, and he's just smart and crafty.
Bodie Hume a 3. Gets the roll. The freshman out of Sterling, Colorado.
Now we talked about him before the game, Adam. If you look at his face, he looks like he's 9 years old. He's going to grow and get stronger and get better and better. They've got a real gem, I think, in Bodie Hume.
And now Aore Coachea's bump by Edwards. That's going to be his 5th. So Kai Edwards is going to be done after fouling out with 10:55 left in half 2. It's the Yvonne Aore Coachea show. Aggies by 11.
New Mexico State University does not tolerate violence on our campus. If you see something wrong, stand up, speak out, be an active bystander, and let's keep NMSU safe.
Era la primera vez que nos invitaron a una fiesta.
Él quería tomar, así que yo le dije que iba a manejar.
Entonces todo salió mal.
Él tomó en exceso y yo perdí la cuenta después de 5 tragos.
De repente él se enojó y me amenazó con dañarme a mí y a él mismo.
Al final de la noche estábamos en el hospital.
Si solamente le hubiera dicho que parara o que fuera más despacio.
Involúcrate y di algo.
Conoce tus límites.
Everyone must do their part to help keep New Mexico State safe. If you see something wrong, such as sexual assault, domestic violence, or stalking on our campus, stand up, speak out, be an active bystander.
People ask me all the time, what do I want out of college? I want to find purpose. I want to be involved. I want my professors to care. I want an affordable education. I want a college that celebrates diversity. I want to be prepared for the future. I want to go to one of America's top colleges. I want to discover my passion. I want to become an Aggie.
New Mexico State University's College of Education has received accreditation from the Council for the Accreditation of Educator Preparation for its programs. The first college in the entire state to earn accreditation from the CAEP. Welcome back to the Pan American Center. NM State's ahead by 11. 55-44 the advantage. NM State's front court has dominated Northern Colorado's front court. Aore Coachea has 15, Shua has 14, and now the starter in the front court for the Bears, Kai Edwards, has fouled out, so we're going to see Kor Jokuch, a freshman from Canada, for the first time, and now Jeff Linder really has to dive into his bench for some post players here.
And I don't know if it'll be by design, but I think he'll have to go with a smaller lineup, and it wouldn't shock me to see a lot more threes from Northern Colorado here in the last 10 minutes.
Keon Jones thought about a 3, took it to the rim, and he's blocked away. Jokuch and both Radaball there. Trigger man is Harris. Lobs it into Chua. And now AJ will reset. The Aggies only have 8 to shoot. Zamora, who's had a quiet night. Back out to Harris. Fires for 2.
Oh.
And we're going to stay here. Foul on the Bears, who have had a tough time trying to block out the Aggies down low. And you look at the rebounding totals right now, it's minus 13 for the Bears. They've only been out-rebounded once this entire year. And it's probably going to be the second time they've been out-rebounded this year here tonight. Here's Trev Queen. Now to Jones. Hands it off to Zamora. Queen trying to hand it off to Chua. Backdoor to Harris. That was sloppy.
Boy, they're really sloppy there. And I think Trev Queen, he's trying to, just trying to fit in. He's still sort of got cobwebs on his jersey.
Newcomer now eligible for the first time this year, playing in his first game as an Aggie. A top 10 JUCO recruit last year. Jones blocks away Davis. Jones defending Davis, forces him into a tough shot, and it's ripped in by Chua. Zamora finds an angle. Davis waits for the ball screen from Joe Kutch. And a foul is called on Keon Jones. So early on it was Buchanan. We've seen a few different guys guarding Davis, and now it's Keon Jones who gets his shot.
That's right, but I think the thing to continue to keep in mind is where does that, well, in that case there was no help, but I think it's been, even though it's been a great individual effort, it's also been a great group effort in keeping Jordan Davis halfway under control. He's got 15 points now. It's not like they've totally shut him down, but he's also got 6 turnovers.
Davis averages 24 points per game, which is good for 11th in the country. He's from Vegas, 6'2", 185 senior. All-time leading scorer at Northern Colorado at the Division I level. And he's been money, 5 of 5 on his free throws. Bears just kind of cutting into this lead and hanging around. Now it's 9, which is the lowest it's been in a while for the Aggies.
They've had chances to quit as well. And it's, it's such a young team.
Good find by Queen on the roll to Chua. Right now, Trev Queen is telling himself, settle down, slow down. You can tell he was a little amped up and a little sped up early on in this half. Maston banks it in with his strong left hand.
Well, he's more than just a shooter, Sam Maston. He's really smart and clever with the ball. He can score a lot of different ways.
Here's the athleticism for Queen. Shot was altered by Joe Kutch. Illegal screen on Maston. Jeff Linder can't believe it.
Boy, they are calling that very close. Beautiful pass by Trev Queen, huh?
It'll be interesting to see how he fits into this mix. He's a big guard. You can tell he can play a number of different positions, and because he's so big and so athletic, he can probably guard a number of positions as well.
Well, he seems to be a perfectly willing to defend. He's out of the game now, but
help was there. That was Radaball who was helping on the backside against Chua. Davis on the penetration. Spinning, acrobatic layup, no good. Pulled in by Henry. Give the Aggie guards credit. They have been looking down low the entire game, trying to get those post players on the blocks. Harris on the blow by.
Boy, he's so quick.
7 now for AJ. Radaball wide open out of the corner. Radaball with 10.
Now it's 8 points. They will not quit.
They were blown out by 20 48 hours ago at San Diego. Only 2 losses the entire year for the Bears, the other against Texas Tech. Harris again, this time the assist to Chua. Trent Harris gets by A.J. Harris and lays it in.
Well, that wasn't the kind of help that the Aggies were providing each other earlier. They look a little dead-legged on defense now.
Only 1 point, by the way, tonight for Terrell Brown. And he had the ball in his hands, and a timeout was called by the Aggies. And this will turn into the under-8 media. So it's NM State ball. When we come back, and the Bears are hanging around. They're within 8 on the road.
I don't have my wallet, so.
Perfect. You can send a digital payment.
I don't have one of those payment apps.
Perfect. You have a US-based bank account, right?
I have Wells Fargo.
Perfect. Then you should have Zelle.
Perfect.
Perfect.
The #1 mobile banking app just got better.
Does your coach use Zelle too?
Of course.
Another way we're building better every day.
For Vegas-style action, play the hottest table games now at the casino at Sunland Park. Go all in for a great time with exciting electronic blackjack. And stay, hit, or play your way to winning big. Or place your bets on electronic roulette, where a jackpot could be yours with any spin of the wheel. Vegas-style action, baby. You bet. Let your hot streak begin. The casino at Sunland Park. I-10 to Sunland Park, exit 13.
Play responsibly. Helpline 1-800-572-1142.
The lead was 17 for the Aggies at halftime, but UNC has outscored NM State 29-20 in half 2, and we have ourselves a 3-possession game. Lead is 8 right now for the Aggies, 61-53, with 7:05 left in half number 2. And we'll take a look now at the previous 3 games for both of these teams. There's a look at the Aggies' previous 3. 2-1 in their last 3. The Bears 2-1 in their last 3. An impressive win for Northern Colorado at Wyoming in Laramie. Non-Division I, Johnson and Wales, and then a blowout loss. A game they were never really in at the Jenny Craig Pavilion in San Diego over the weekend just 48 hours ago. They did not play well early, Coach. They played very well, though, the last 25 minutes or so.
Well, I am really impressed with this team. They're playing 3 freshmen, and they refused to quit in one of the toughest places in America to win.
The Aggies are 106-12 at home since the 2011-12 campaign. And now the Bears are doubling the post, which leaves Bobbitt open, and he connects on the 3.
Well, Bobbitt has had a quiet night, but it comes through right at the right time.
5 now for the Denver transfer Bobbitt, who made 50 starts in 2 seasons at DU. Radaball misses, tipped out by Bobbitt.
Yeah, the Aggies they're just a little heavier legged than they were in the first half. They're on that last play, Adam, they got beat to the loose ball. No one went after the ball, and that was not happening in the first half.
I don't think anything frustrates Chris Jans more than that, too, is when his team gets beat to the ball like that.
Yep. That one was bouncing on the ground.
Sam Maston will shoot 2. Freshman from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Mr. Basketball last year in Colorado out of Rock Canyon High School. I think Chris Jans was surprised that foul was called on Bobbitt, which is why they were late to get McCants in for CJ. CJ now has 4, so he's going to sit for a little while. Aggies have held the Bears to 55 points. UNC averages 90 per game, which is good for 8th in the country. Free down low is Aore Koachea. He has 17.
Well, between Shua and Orokachea, they've just had their way with Northern Colorado on the inside.
Bergen backing down Aore Koachea, and he flips it in.
Well,
another freshman.
Another
coach.
freshman. That's right. Yeah, these are 3 very good freshmen that Northern Colorado is playing with.
Buchanan back to Aore Koachea. Double team comes with Radaball. Somebody steps through the double team. +1 for Yvonne.
Well, he is a force. That was. I mean, he essentially scored on 3 guys there, although it was not a bad shot. Watch him sort of step through here. Just great footwork, and then over Jordan Davis. And I think that's why the Aggie fans have embraced him, is that intensity. I mean, he really brings it.
Yvonne Aore Koachea, JUCO transfer from Indian Hills out of Madrid, Spain. Ranked as the 10th best JUCO recruit in the country last year. I would love to see the 9 guys before him, and actually the Aggies have 2 of those 9 guys before him, Trev Queen and also Mohamed Sham.
Obviously, Chris Jans has done a great job with the big Spaniard, but part of it also, someone did a great job teaching him footwork as a young man. His fundamentals are so good around the basket.
Isn't that one of the things you really can't teach when he gets here?
Well, just
as a college guy,
his footwork is so good that it just makes me think that he'd been taught that at a very young age. And I keep talking about it, is he understands that it's a battle for turf. It's not a battle for, it's not a vertical battle as much as a horizontal battle.
Rice guarding Davis on the switch. Buchanan down there to help. Davis intercepted by Harris. Lob for Johnny McCants. It just wasn't thrown well. If that is inches to the right, Johnny slams it in.
If it was inches to the left, it might have gone in by itself. But pretty great steal. It wasn't quite the right pass probably, but well, it wasn't bad. It was pretty close.
Jabari Rice took a tumble in the corner. He's okay though. Radaball having issues trying to get it in. Finally does for Maston. Harris all over the freshman, Sam Aston. Backdoor to freshman Bodie Hume. Rises high in the air, double clutches, and banks it in.
Boy, those 2 are going to be very, very good players.
Buchanan skips it for Harris. Spins off the 3. Radaball rebounds. Davis fouled on his way up.
Well, that's the thing about Jordan Davis, and I think that's what Chris Jans is on about here, is that just there's no letting up on Jordan Davis. He's going to try to attack every time. And any lapse in effort by the Aggies means a Jordan Davis basket.
Davis is going to shoot 2, so Yvonne will come in after the first shot. 5 of 5 on free throws in the game. Joe Kutch comes in for Hume for the Bears. They've had 2 guys foul out, Edwards and also Bergen. 2 front court guys, so that's why Joe Kutch has seen some pretty big minutes here in the final 5 minutes. Bears have had it down to 8 before. They just can't get any closer, it seems like, Coach.
Yes, but still there's plenty of time left, 4.5 minutes. And this is where the Aggies are going to have to bear down if they're going to finish this game with a victory.
Buchanan leaves it to A.J. Harris. Terrell Brown only has 1 point. He averages 10. And now he throws it away. Trent Harris will slow it down for the Bears, who can make this a 2-possession game on this possession. Davis going to work on Harris. Tough floater, offensive foul on Jordan Davis.
And was it Sean Buchanan that took the charge there, Adam?
I believe so. Yep. He's taken a few this year, the young man out of Durant, Mississippi. Final 4 minutes when we come back. It's the Aggies ahead by 8.
We are the Borderplex Alliance, and this is our region 1 second at a time.
Ready for extensive life sciences research. The totally revitalized downtown. The largest binational city on the border. Fortune 500 companies from 21 countries from all around the world. Business accelerator and technology incubator.
The border moves fast. Visit us at borderplexalliance.org.
White Sands Federal Credit Union, we like to think of ourselves as a family of people who care because our employees donate their money, over $100,000 since 2005, to support our communities. We've helped the Ronald McDonald House and action programs for animals. We've donated to Coats for Kids and helped provide emergency shelter through La Casa and the Child Crisis Center. We've helped the fire department in Truth or Consequences and the Girl Scouts at White Sands Missile Range. You support us, we support you. White Sands Federal Credit Union, working together, make our communities better.
First game in 9 days for Chris Gianti and the Aggies, trying to move to 8-2 as they try to hold off Northern Colorado. The Aggies coming off a close loss by 3 against number 2 Kansas 9 days ago. And following that loss, Aggie head coach Chris Gianti at his weekly presser talked about the target on the back of the Aggies after almost beating Kansas.
They're going to use all this video and look at the score going into the last minute of the game. They were right there with Kansas on the road. And so, all of a sudden our target just got bigger, but we didn't get the positive residuals of actually winning the game, but we got the negative residuals of these teams coming up, using it to their advantage. So it's our job to get our guys to understand that the target got bigger and we're going to take everybody's best shot because we lost the game,
Kansas was number 2 in the country then. Now they are number 1 in the country, and that should make you feel like you can play with pretty much any team around the country, right? After you play Kansas that time.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
A.J. Harris to Terrell Brown. Aggies trying to score in this possession out of the break. High-low feed stolen. Turnover on Johnny McCants. Aggies had 11 turnovers in the first half. They now have 18 for the game. Trent Harris, who's had a pretty quiet night. Better in half 2, though. Radaball rises up. His 3 is off. Buchanan pulls in the rebound. Buchanan uses the Aure Coachella pick. McCants for three. I don't think that's the shot Chris Jantz wants.
I think I was wondering the same thing, although it nearly went down. It's not a bad shot for McCants. I just think they can get, if they're going to take a quick one, they can get a better one than that.
Curling, catching, and firing is Harris. Pinballs out his three. And Aure Coachella has a double-double. 20 and 10 after that rebound. Radibal is defending Aure Coachella well, and he's given up about 5 inches. Aggies can't get him the ball. Brown has to break it down. Isolated set, 2 to shoot. And Terrell will shoot 2 free throws. How about Radibal during that possession?
Battling the big guys. Yeah, he's tough. You're right. You called it on him. He's pretty versatile. He's played every minute tonight.
Terrell Brown, 78% free throw shooter. That is only his 2nd point during the game. So Terrell Brown, his scoring funk kind of continues here. He was 6 of 29 from the field in the previous 3. 1 of 8 for just 2 points against Kansas. And now today, he's only attempted 2 shots from the field. And he only has 2 points. And he's a guy who can go out there and get you 20-22.
Well, I sort of had him pegged as improving quickly, but he seems to be in a little bit of a lull. First-year player Terrell Brown.
Buchanan checking Davis. Davis gets by Sean to the rim. Shot was altered by McCants. A whistle and a foul called on the Aggies. Over the back on Sean Buchanan on the rebound attempt. Davis trying to end a scoreless drought of 2 minutes and 18 seconds for the Bears. He has 19, so he's approaching his average of 24 a game. First free throw he's missed in 8 tries tonight. You kind of figured he would get around 24 at the end.
Well, I think the Aggies were hoping to hold him. One of the other things about Jordan Davis, he's got long arms. He's strong with long arms. He's got the arms of a 6'5" guy.
Splits the pair. Lead is back to 8. It's been 8 a bunch the last 5 minutes or so. It was a 17-point halftime advantage for the Aggies. Weave handoff to Harris. Buchanan on the arc. Under 10 to shoot. Harris to Buchanan. He'll fire a 3. Tipped out by Trent Harris in the hands of Davis. Pick and pop for Hume. Air ball in the 3. And Radibal stepped on the end line.
Well, that was the first misstep by young Bodie Hume tonight. I'm just absolutely convinced he's going to be a player.
Timeout called by Jeff Linder in Northern Colorado. If you look back to the last couple of Aggie possessions, Coach, you have 3-point attempts by McCants and Buchanan, not guys you normally see shooting the 3.
And that's one of the few sort of potholes I think the Aggies have hit this year is with the game on the line. They want to get the ball when they're up. They certainly want to get the ball to their best free throw shooters, and with the game on the line, they want their best scorers taking the shots, unless it's a layup. And I think you're right between Johnny McCants' 3, which wasn't a terrible shot. Sean's wasn't a terrible one either, but they're not the Aggies' best shooters.
20 points for Ivan Aure Coachella. He also has 10 rebounds. Eli Chua has 18 points and 4 rebounds. Season high for Ivan is 23. Season high in rebounds is 11. He's approaching both.
And we're going to see some zone pressure from Northern Colorado here, full court zone pressure, and the classic diamond and one. Let's see what happens.
The Aggies break it with ease. Bobbitt is fouled by Rice, and CJ is going to shoot a couple.
Well, that was pretty smart. Aggies were able to move the ball without dribbling if they didn't have to, zipped it down the court. They did exactly what you should do, is go attack it and try and run through it.
And Coach, I think most teams would panic when they would see that, and Chris Jans has his team so prepared that nothing really phases them.
No, that's right, and also a willingness to pass instead of dribble against the zone pressure.
Bobbitt now 8 of 13 on free throws this year. And he drains both. McCants comes in for Bobbitt. Are you a little surprised how Koachea and Shua are both on the bench right now?
Well, I think they're going with a speedier, Aggies are going with a speedier lineup, it seems like. Yes, I am a little surprised.
Davis will trigger a three, short again. He's been short all night from three. Hume can't put it in. Tips it out to Davis though, second effort for him. Long rebound to McCants, and he runs the floor. The Aggies aren't holding up. Brown lost it. No foul call. Trent Harris on the spin. Rice with the rebound. And Chris Jans is trying to say, slow it down, boys.
There's no hurry here. Although I thought Terrell Brown got fouled there. I think Chris Jans was furious with him, but it seemed like he'd gotten hit pretty hard.
And now Hume will foul McCants, which is a wise choice for the Bears. McCants has been a struggling free throw shooter his entire career. The Aggies will shoot two the rest of the way. Foul is on Aradabal, his third.
Boy, and Terrell Brown is getting an earful from Chris Jans, but Chris Jans is leaving him in the game. As we see Johnny McCants about to shoot free throws. But yeah, I think he just expects better from Terrell Brown, or he wouldn't leave him in the game.
Johnny McCants before that throw was 7 of 15 this year, well below 50% a year ago. But he really improved his jump shot during the offseason. It's 1 of 2. Lead is 11 with 40 ticks left. Davis has to hurry. And he's in no rush right now.
Well, I was wrong about the onslaught of three-pointers that I thought we would see from Northern Colorado.
Brown is double teamed. He steps through it. Ahead for McCants. And if you're the Bears and you're going to foul somebody, you probably have to foul McCants, and they do.
Well, this would be a good time for Johnny McCants to make big free throws for the Aggies. He's been off and on as a free throw shooter, right?
He looks better this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful touch. Well, I put the curse on him. I shouldn't have said that.
McCants out of Las Cruces. His second free throw splits the pair again. Shot clock is off. Davis heaves a three. McCants with a high rebound. And the Bears will not foul. And Buchanan will dribble this one out. It's a good win. This is a quality mid-major in Northern Colorado.
That's right. A team that could be in the NCAA tournament come springtime.
They made it closer than it was early. It was a 17-point Aggie lead at halftime. The Bears outscored the Aggies 38-33 at half two. And the Aggies able to survive this one with a 74-62 victory. And the big men, Koachea and Shua, those guys were the difference.
That's right. Northern Colorado just had no answer for the strength of Koachea and Eli Chua inside.
Chris Jans will make his way over to us. We'll tell you about the next three games for these two teams. The Aggies will have CSUN at home on Wednesday as part of the Continental Tire Las Vegas Classic. Then the Aggies head to Vegas. They're going to play Drake on the 22nd, and then either San Diego or Washington State on the 23rd. The Bears will head to Vegas next. They're going to play Ryder at the Orleans Arena on the 22nd of December as part of this Continental Tire Las Vegas Classic. Aggies win this one at 74-62. Head coach Chris Gianz is with us courtside. And coach, this is a good win. This was a quality mid-major opponent here tonight.
Yeah, I think they're going to win a lot of games. I think they'll be very competitive in their own league, and certainly we're wishing them the best going forward. Obviously disappointed the way we played in the second half. We just couldn't keep that lead. That was an issue we had earlier in the season. We got sloppy. You know, we gave up too many offensive rebounds. We turned the ball over. We kicked it around. It was nice to see us close it out when it got a little close. It wasn't too bad in terms of how they executed down the stretch.
You held a team that averages 90 to just 62 points. Your thoughts on the defense as a whole and then the defense on Jordan Davis in particular?
I thought it was pretty good. He certainly was better in the second half than he was in the first half. He just, he's so hard to guard. He just puts his head down, and he's got, a combination of strength, size, athleticism, speed, and, he's as good as any guard that we faced all year. Up until this point, even the Kansas guards, he could play anywhere in the country right now. And certainly part of our game plan was to try to slow him down as best we could. I thought we were excellent in the first half. Unfortunately, he got going in the second half.
Yvonne has turned it into one of your go-to guys in offense. You probably didn't anticipate that going into the year.
I didn't. 20 points and 9 rebounds on 16 minutes. Certainly I got to get him in the game more. He's got to continue to get in better shape. Down the stretch, it was, offense for defense, and Johnny's probably a better defender when we were switching those ball screens. But, he was our go-to guy there for a while. I mean, everyone in the gym knew it, and he just keeps getting more confident, and he plays so darn hard. And we just got to continue, getting better and getting him the ball. We got to get him the ball more.
Finally, Coach, a nice bounce-back game for Eli Chua after scoring just 2 against Kansas. He had an impressive offensive effort.
Yeah, especially in the first half. He didn't rebound the ball as well tonight as we need him to. But we thought we had an advantage around the basket, both with Eli, Yvonne, and even Johnny. And, our plan was to try to throw it inside early and often and we fouled out their starting 5-man, so that was a big help. And it had a lot to do with those guys posting deep and getting deep touches. But, I feel really good about our 5s. We got great depth. We just got to quit turning the ball over so much on the perimeter. Yeah. And we had 17 turnovers tonight, I think. We had 16 against Kansas. Yep. And I thought going into the season it was going to be a strength of ours, the way we started the season. We had low turnover games, and we're just sloppy and kicking the ball all around, and we got to get better at it.
All right, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Adam.
That's Aggie head coach Chris Gianz. The Aggies improved to 8-2 as they defeat Northern Colorado here tonight. The Aggies have now won 6 of their previous 7. Post-game show comes your way next from the Pan Am Center.
People ask me all the time, what do I want out of college? I want to find purpose. I want to be involved. I want my professors to care. I want an affordable education. I want a college that celebrates diversity. I want to be prepared for the future. I want to go to one of America's top colleges. I want to discover my passion. I want to become an Aggie.
At White Sands Federal Credit Union, we like to think of ourselves as a family of people who care because our employees donate their money, over $100,000 since 2005, to support our communities. We've helped the Ronald McDonald House and action programs for animals. We've donated to Coats for Kids and helped provide emergency shelter through La Casa and the Child Crisis Center. We've helped the fire department in Truth or Consequences and the Girl Scouts at White Sands Missile Range. You support us, we support you. White Sands Federal Credit Union. Working together, make our communities better.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
NM State gets 40 points off the bench, including 20 from big man Ivan Aore-Coachea. They win by 12 against Northern Colorado. The Aggies never trailed en route to their 8th win this year. The Bears fall to 6-3. The Continental Tire Las Vegas Classic continues at the Pan American Center on Wednesday, December 19th. The Aggies welcome in CSUN. For tickets, 575-646-1420. And Coach, I think this was the best we've seen Ivan Aore-Coachea all year here tonight.
He was dynamite, and you take his 18 points and Eli Chua's 20 points, or whatever, they combined for 38 points. I know that. I have that as a total, and 14 rebounds, and that's with 40 minutes between them. I mean, they really dominated inside.
Yeah, we spoke early, too, about the Aggies going inside on purpose against a much smaller Bears team. The Aggies did so, and we'll check out the highlights for this one here tonight as the Aggies go inside a lot early, and they take advantage of the lack of size for Northern Colorado. We love the start the Aggies had in the first half, both offensively and defensively. And Sean Buchanan very good in the first half on Jordan Davis.
That's right. Before Jordan Davis knew what hit him, he had 5 turnovers. And it was great help with the Aggies most of the night, but especially early in the game.
There were times tonight when 2 or 3 guys were hovering around Ivan, and he just kind of pulled his way through and found a way to score. There's a 3 for Bodie Hume. How about the freshman tonight for the Bears? Future is bright in Greeley for sure.
Yeah, that's right. They have 3 very good freshmen that I think could play for a lot of teams.
Here's Eli Chua, who finished with 18 points in limited action, 8 of 10 shooting for Eli in just 19 minutes. And Jabari Rice was a little offensive off the bench. 8 points for Jabari in just 15 minutes, and Clayton Henry made some big threes in the first half.
Yeah, both Jabari Rice and Clayton Henry gave the Aggies great minutes tonight.
So the Aggies led 41-24 at the break, but Chris Jans did not like the way his team came out to start half 2. The Bears were able to trim the deficit down to single digits. They actually outscored the Aggies 38-33 in half 2, and this is kind of becoming a problem for the Aggies where they get a big lead and they kind of let the other team back in it.
Well, that's right. I mean, one thing, I don't think we have to worry about whether Chris Jans has the killer instinct, but the Aggies are going to have to finish people off strongly, I think.
A 3-pointer there for C.J. Bobbitt. NM State shot well from the field, but just 5 of 20 from 3. And there's Ivan fighting his way through a double team. 20 points, or 9 of 13 shooting for the big man from Spain. Just a couple points shy of his season high. He came in averaging 12, and that average will go up after his 20-point outburst in this game. All right, Coach, what jumps out at you here?
Sorry, Adam, what did you say?
What jumps out at you here?
Oh, just the dominance of the Aggies on the boards, but I do think the glaring thing, I guess you and Chris Jans talked about it, is the turnovers. The Aggies won't be able to have 19 turnovers and beat the best teams in the country. But I think then the other thing is look at the bench points. 40 points off the bench for the Aggies. They're so deep and so versatile. And I think that's what's going on with Chris Jans now, is he's still looking for his best combinations.
Yeah, points in the paint, 46 for the Aggies, showing you how often they went down low to both Aore-Coachea and Chua. Plus 9 rebound margin. This is just the second time this year that the Bears have been out-rebounded in a game, but it's the second straight game after they got out-rebounded over the weekend at San Diego. 20 for Aore-Coachea, 18 for Chua. And for the Bears, paced by Davis, 3 guys in double figures. Davis with 20. Maston and Radaball had 10. So Davis almost gets to his season average, but he needed 19 shots to make 6 field goals.
That's right. They made Davis pay with plenty. He had 8 turnovers for the game.
Normally we pick one play for our Whataburger play of the game. Today we're going to pick a number of Ivan Aore-Coachea plays for our plays of the game, because you can't just pick one.
Well, and part of it is just his relentless work ethic and his smarts around the basket. It's just a nonstop effort from the big Spaniard.
Yeah, he's turning into quite the story. Wasn't much of an offensive player at the JUCO level. Came in kind of raw. He's cut down his weight. He looks like a beast right now, and he's playing like it on the floor right now for the Aggies. That's so right. The Aggies get ready for CSUN now on Wednesday, Coach.
Cal State Northridge. It'll be a tough game.
Well-coached team, we know that, right?
That's right. It was Reggie Theus. He's not there anymore. But yes, it's a very good team. And as you mentioned, the assistant coach has won a national championship as a head coach. It's Jim Herrick, the old UCLA coach, is the assistant coach.
Quick turnaround too for the Aggies.
That's right. But it's great holiday entertainment. It's a great entertainment value. It's a fun team to watch.
Yeah. Final chance to see the Aggies in this year at home Cal State Northridge on Wednesday will be here at the Pan American Center. Tip-off is set for 7 before the Aggies head to Vegas for the rest of the Continental Tire Las Vegas Classic. Join us for our next telecast on Thursday, January 3rd, when Aggie women's hoops faces a new member in the WEC, California Baptist, in the conference opener. Our coverage starts at 6. Tonight's broadcast was a co-production of students and staff at New Mexico State. For our entire crew and Russ Bradford, Adam Young thanking you for joining us and wishing you a very happy and safe holiday season. The Aggies beat the Bears by 12. We say goodnight from Las Cruces.
Let me guess, you left your wallet in your other pants.
Yes, and I need to get some cash right away. I can't be late to the game.
Do you have the Wells Fargo mobile app on your phone?
Yes.
You can use it to get a one-time access code to get cash at our ATMs.
Oh, that's better. Thank you so much. You know the team needs me.
Of course they do.
No, seriously, they can't win without me.
At White Sands Federal Credit Union, we like to think of ourselves as a family of people who care because our employees donate their money, over $100,000 since 2005, to support our communities. We've helped the Ronald McDonald House and action programs for animals. We've donated to Coats for Kids and helped provide emergency shelter through La Casa and the Child Crisis Center. We've helped the fire department in Truth or Consequences and the Girl Scouts at White Sands Missile Range. You support us, we support you. White Sands Federal Credit Union. Working together, make our communities better.
Next in line.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Coach will tell you they don't like moral victories, but that Kansas game, Coach, showed us a lot.
I was so impressed.
Number 6 already on the Aggies.
The totally revitalized downtown, the largest binational city on the border. Fortune 500 companies from 21 countries from all around the world.